40 suburban homes, quiet neighborhoods, manicured lawns, soccer fields nearby, elementary schools 2 blocks away, white picket fences, SUVs in driveways, the American dream, perfect families, or so neighbors thought. Inside these homes, reality was different. No families lived there, just cartel workers, guarding tons of narcotics, methamphetamine stacked in bedrooms, cocaine in closets, fentanyl in garages, each house holding hundreds of kilograms, 40 houses across 6 states, all within walking distance of schools and playgrounds, children playing in yards next to drug warehouses. Parents had no idea their perfect neighborhoods hid cartel operations. FBI had been tracking the network for 14 months, building intelligence, identifying locations, documenting shipments. The operation was called Suburban Siege, and when federal power raids stash house networks hiding among families, there is no mercy. Only life sentences and complete neighborhood decontamination. Welcome to the largest suburban drug stash operation in American history. When cartels hide poison next to schools, federal response protects communities absolutely. The investigation began with utility company tip. Electric usage patterns were unusual. 40 homes in different states, all showing similar anomalies. High electricity consumption, but no families living there. Lights on constantly. Climate control running 24/7. The patterns suggested drug storage, temperature and humidity control for product preservation. 40 drug stash houses disguised as suburban homes, next to schools and playgrounds. Comment if you think this deserves mandatory life sentences. FBI analyzed the data. The homes were purchased through shell companies, cash transactions, no mortgages. Owners were untraceable, but property records showed pattern. Same buying timeline, similar neighborhoods, all near schools and parks. Deliberate placement in family communities. Cartels were hiding in plain sight. Special Agent David Torres coordinated the investigation. 23 years with FBI, specialized in cartel infrastructure. He'd raided urban stash houses, industrial warehouses, remote facilities. But suburban homes? This is evolution, Torres told his team. Cartels learned we watch industrial areas. Now they're hiding in neighborhoods, among families, using respectability as cover. We need to prove this strategy fails. Surveillance began carefully. Can't conduct obvious operations in suburban neighborhoods. Neighbors would notice. Call police. Alert community. Investigation had to be subtle. Undercover agents posed as residents, watched from distance, documented activity. The homes appeared normal, but patterns emerged. Workers arrived at irregular hours, always at night, stayed briefly, left quickly. Never the same people twice. No furniture deliveries, no family activities. Windows always covered. Yards maintained but never used. The homes were facades, props in cartel operation, real estate as drug warehouses. One location in Phoenix suburb, nice neighborhood, good schools, property values high. The house looked perfect, lawn mowed weekly, hedges trimmed, paint fresh, but nobody lived there. Surveillance showed rotation of different men, arriving, leaving, staying hours, then vanishing. Neighbors assumed renters, rotating workers. Nobody questioned. Inside that house, 3 tons of methamphetamine, stored in bedrooms, climate-controlled, packaged for distribution. 2 blocks from elementary school. Children walking past daily, playing in adjacent yards. Parents hosting barbecues. None knowing drug warehouse operated nearby. Hit-like, if you believe hiding drugs near schools should be federal death penalty offense. The challenge was scope. 40 houses, 6 states, different jurisdictions. Coordinated raids required massive resources. FBI worked with DEA, ATF, local police. Every location had to be hit simultaneously. No warnings, no leaks. If cartels learned of investigation, evidence would disappear. Houses would be emptied. Workers would vanish. Intelligence gathering took months. Each house surveilled. Worker schedules documented. Shipment patterns tracked. Inventory estimated through thermal imaging and other sensors. The total drug volume was staggering. Estimated 40 tons across all locations. Street value exceeding $2 billion. Hidden in suburban neighborhoods, surrounded by families. Financial investigation revealed the network. Shell companies owning properties. Monthly cash payments for utilities. Money laundering through legitimate businesses. The organizational structure was sophisticated. Professional property management. Coordinated logistics. This wasn't amateur operation. This was cartel infrastructure built in American suburbs. Undercover operation began. FBI agent rented house in Phoenix neighborhood, near Target stash house, posed as remote worker, friendly neighbor, attended community events, built relationships, gathered intelligence, watched the stash house, documented activity. Neighbors complained about that rental, never seeing families, strange hours, but nobody suspected drugs. The agent reported patterns. Deliveries happened Tuesdays and Fridays, always 2-4 a.m., vehicles with covered cargo areas, workers unloading quickly, garage door opening briefly, vehicles leaving within minutes, professional operation, minimal exposure, maximum efficiency, classic cartel logistics. Other locations showed similar patterns: Dallas suburb, Memphis neighborhood, Atlanta area, Phoenix, Denver, Portland, all operating identically. Same tactics, same timing, same security measures. This was coordinated network, centrally managed, professionally executed. Too invasive or necessary surveillance for drug houses near schools. Comment I or N. Community impact was calculated. 40 neighborhoods affected. Thousands of families living unknowingly near drug warehouses. Children at risk. Property values threatened. Community safety compromised. Every day the operation continued, more danger existed. FBI felt urgency. These weren't remote warehouses. These were family neighborhoods. Children's safety was paramount. Planning for raids began in August. Simultaneous execution critical. 40 locations, 6 states, hundreds of personnel required. FBI coordinated with local SWAT, DEA tactical units, ATF agents. Every location would have dedicated team. Overwhelming force, swift execution, minimal neighborhood disruption. But community safety was priority. Raids would happen early morning, before school buses, before children outside playing. Minimize civilian exposure, evacuate adjacent homes if necessary. Hazmat teams ready for chemical exposure. Medical support staged, nothing left to chance. Training was extensive. Teams practiced suburban raids, residential entries, evidence preservation, civilian safety protocols. These weren't industrial facilities. These were neighborhoods. Optics mattered. Community relations were critical. Operations had to be professional, respectful, thorough. September 15th. Execute date. Weather clear. All teams confirmed ready. This was moment 14 months of investigation built toward. 40 suburban stash houses would be raided simultaneously. Neighborhoods would be protected. Families would be safe again. 5 a.m. All teams deployed. Staging near target houses. Neighbors sleeping. Streets quiet. Perfect timing. minimal civilian presence, maximum operational security. 5:30 a.m. Execute. FBI, federal warrant. Which is worse? A. Urban drug warehouses. B. Suburban stash houses near schools. C. Both equal? Phoenix. Armored vehicles approached stash house, residential street, nice homes. SWAT team breached door. Federal agents, nobody move. 3 workers inside, securing drugs for morning distribution. Surrounded immediately. Hands up. Arrested. 0 resistance. The interior was shocking. Living room, stacked methamphetamine bales. Kitchen, cocaine packaging operation. Bedrooms, fentanyl storage. Garage, distribution staging. No furniture, no personal items. Just drugs. Tons of drugs. 2 blocks from elementary school. In perfect suburban neighborhood. Neighbors emerged. Shocked. FBI vehicles, SWAT teams, hazmat units. Their quiet street was federal crime scene. We had no idea, one neighbor said. They seemed normal, quiet. We thought they were just renters who traveled. That pattern repeated across 40 locations. Dallas suburb, 4 tons of cocaine discovered. Memphis neighborhood, 3 tons methamphetamine. Atlanta, 2 tons fentanyl. Denver, 5 tons mixed narcotics. Portland, 3 tons cocaine. Every house was drug warehouse. Every neighborhood was unknowingly hosting cartel operation. Evidence collection took days. Every package documented. Every kilogram weighed. Every chemical tested. Chain of custody meticulously preserved. The evidence would prosecute dozens of defendants. Needed to be perfect. Total seizure exceeded estimates. 47 tons of narcotics. Breakdown, 28 tons methamphetamine, 12 tons cocaine, 7 tons fentanyl and heroin. Street value, $2.3 billion. All hidden in suburban homes, all within blocks of schools. Community meetings followed. FBI explained operations to frightened residents, assured safety, described how stash houses operated, why neighborhoods were targeted, how to recognize suspicious activity. The educational outreach was extensive. Rebuilding community trust was essential. If you believe cartel members hiding drugs near schools deserve death penalty, type SWAT power. Arrests totaled 123 people, workers at stash houses, logistics coordinators, property managers, cartel members supervising operations, all facing federal charges: conspiracy, drug trafficking, endangering communities, enhanced penalties for proximity to schools. Federal prosecutors filed charges in multiple districts. The evidence was overwhelming. 47 tons of drugs, found in suburban homes, near schools and playgrounds. Financial records proving conspiracy. Worker testimony describing operations. Defense attorneys had nothing. Clients were caught with tons of narcotics, in residential neighborhoods, near children. Trials emphasized community endangerment. Prosecutors showed maps, stash houses marked, schools highlighted, playgrounds circled, distance measured. Defendants stored poison within 500 feet of elementary schools, prosecutors argued. Children walked past these houses daily, played in adjacent yards. The risk was unconscionable. The sentences must be severe. Enhanced federal sentencing guidelines applied. Drug trafficking near schools carries mandatory minimums. Aggravating factors include quantity and community impact. Judges showed no mercy. These weren't victimless crimes. These endangered families, children, communities. Lead coordinator received life without parole. Organizational leaders got 40 to 60 years. Workers received 20 to 30 years. Property managers got 15 to 25 years. Everyone involved paid severely. The message was clear. Hiding drugs in neighborhoods brings harshest federal punishment. The 40 houses were seized. Federal forfeiture laws applied. Properties sold at auction. Proceeds went to community programs, drug treatment, school safety, neighborhood improvement, converting cartel assets into community resources. Poetic justice. Communities recovered slowly. Property values initially dropped. Fear lingered. But FBI presence reassured residents. Enhanced neighborhood watch programs, community policing, education about cartel tactics. Gradually, normalcy returned. Stronger than before, more vigilant, more united. Should property owners face charges if their homes are used as stash houses? Comment yes or no. The operation changed cartel tactics. Suburban stash houses seemed brilliant, hiding among families, using respectability as cover. But FBI proved the model failed. Utility patterns revealed operations. Community vigilance detected anomalies. Coordinated raids destroyed entire network. The strategy was too risky, too vulnerable, too expensive. Cartels returned to traditional methods: industrial warehouses, remote locations, urban facilities. Suburban neighborhoods were abandoned. FBI had proven those areas were monitored. Families were protected. Children's safety was priority. Cartels learned the lesson. Don't hide poison near schools. Federal response will be absolute. Special Agent Torres received awards. His team protected 40 neighborhoods, removed 47 tons of drugs, arrested 123 criminals, prevented countless overdoses. His investigation saved lives, protected children, secured communities. Perfect FBI success. The workers imprisoned tell other inmates their stories. Thought suburban houses were perfect cover. Nobody would suspect. Blended with neighborhoods. But FBI found them. Utility bills revealed patterns. Community members noticed oddities. Federal coordination destroyed network. Everyone arrested. Decades in prison. The cover wasn't perfect. Was fatal mistake. Intelligence from investigation led to broader operations. Identified cartel leadership. Traced supply chains. Revealed distribution networks. Follow-up operations arrested dozens more. Seized additional drugs. The suburban stash house bust was beginning, not ending. Evidence enabled years of prosecutions. Legislative action followed. Enhanced penalties for drug operations near schools. Mandatory property inspections. Utility company reporting requirements. Community awareness programs. The Suburban Siege case prompted policy changes, strengthening community protection, making future operations harder. Real estate industry implemented changes, enhanced buyer verification, suspicious transaction monitoring, property management oversight, landlord responsibilities. The legitimate industry didn't want association with cartel operations. They cooperated with law enforcement, prevented future exploitation. Neighborhood watch programs expanded. Communities learned warning signs, unusual activity, covered windows, irregular occupancy, high security for residential properties. Citizens became first line of defense, eyes and ears for law enforcement, partnership protecting families. Operation Suburban Siege proved that cartels can't hide in neighborhoods. Families are vigilant. Law enforcement is watching. Utility patterns reveal operations. Coordinated raids destroy networks. When federal power protects communities, no suburban camouflage works. This is what happens when cartels hide drugs near schools. This is what FBI achieves protecting families. This is why endangering children brings life sentences. You can buy 40 suburban homes. You can maintain perfect appearances. You can hide tons of drugs. You can think neighborhoods provide cover. None of it prevents federal investigation. FBI will analyze utility patterns, will surveil operations, will coordinate massive raids, will seize all drugs, will arrest everyone, will prosecute for life, will protect communities absolutely. The cartel learned this the hard way. 40 houses purchased, $2.3 billion invested in product, 14 months operating, one morning, simultaneous raids, everything seized, everyone arrested, leaders got life without parole, workers imprisoned for decades, perfect federal victory protecting American families. This is SWAT power, where suburban stash houses get destroyed, where communities are protected from hidden poison, where FBI proves neighborhoods aren't cartel warehouses, where federal power delivers life sentences for endangering children. The answer to the quiz? B. Suburban stash houses near schools are worse. Urban warehouses endanger adults who choose risky areas. Suburban operations endanger children and families in safe neighborhoods. Betrayal of community trust, violation of family safety, enhanced moral culpability, harsher federal punishment. Should all drug operations within 1,000 feet of schools face mandatory life sentences? Do you support enhanced community surveillance? Which neighborhood safety aspect impressed you most? Comment below. Like if you support protecting suburban families. Subscribe to SWAT Power, where federal agents destroy stash house networks and remove poison from neighborhoods. Because children's safety is absolute priority, and federal power protects families completely. SWAT Power. 40 houses raided, 47 tons seized, communities protected, families safe, every single time.